Good morning, children. Welcome to English class. In today's class, we are going to do lesson 4 on a beam of light. This lesson is written by Jennifer Byrne. You can see her picture, children. She is an American writer who has written several books for children. And the few names of her books are Calvin Can't Fly, A Story of Jacques Cousteau. These are few books written by her. And a lesson on a beam of light. It is the story of a famous scientist. His name is Albert Einstein. And this is also one of her writings. So Jennifer Byrne has written the story of our scientist Albert Einstein. Look at these pictures, children. Who are all these people? If you carefully observe, you can identify that these are few famous scientists of the world. So who is a scientist, children? A scientist is a person who discovers or finds and invents new things. They are the people, they are the famous researchers who find out new things for the world to know. Like we have here Isaac Newton, Stephen Hawking, Albert Einstein, Marie Curie, and many more scientists you can see in these pictures. Now here on one picture I have labeled as 1. You can see that is the scientist we are going to learn about in our today's lesson on a beam of light. His name is Albert Einstein. So let us know about Albert Einstein, one of the famous scientist, children. Look at these pictures, children. Very beautiful pictures you can see, right? What are these all pictures indicating about? Here you have the solar system, the beautiful solar system, right? You can see the sun, and around the sun all the planets are beautifully taking their rotation and revolution around the sun. You can see the orbits of the planets also around. In the orbit they move continuously. Now this is about solar system, and the next picture you can see the beautiful galaxy in the space. The sun, stars and the planets in the space beautifully arranged. And the next picture is one of the greatest discoveries, that is black hole. You can see the black hole, children. These are all the wonders of the sky. These are all the wonders of the universe and the space, children. Now how come we know about them in such great detail? You're able to see sun, you're able to see planets, their rotation and the line or the orbit around which they are moving, and also the beautiful galaxy over here with millions of stars, and also the black hole concept. All these are the wonders of the nature and the universe, children. Do you know who are the people responsible for these identifications or discoveries? They are scientists. A number of scientists worked out to find out about the planets and the sun and the stars and black holes and gave us information. And one of the famous scientists among them who worked in detail about the solar system and space, he is none other than Albert Einstein. Such a great scientist, right? He has found out about the things of the space and made us all know about them today. So let us know about Albert Einstein in detail, children. So if you look at the picture, in the first picture you can see the beautiful magnets, right? Magnets are the beautiful concepts of the nature which have attraction and repulsion. You play with a lot of magnetic toys, right? And also below you can see the north-south direction showing magnets. Do you know who has identified or who has invented these magnets? It is none other than our famous scientist Albert Einstein. You can see his picture. So today we are going to learn about his life. How was he in his childhood? What did he do, and how did he become so successful that he has invented the beautiful magnets and lot of important concepts about solar system and space and stars and all the beautiful things he has discovered. How did he do it? Let us know about him. So our lesson is in page number 30, children. Lesson 4, on a beam of light. Beam means a ray of light. So let us look at the lesson. Over 100 years ago, in a little town by a river, a baby boy was born. His parents named him Albert. Even after Albert turned 3, he hardly said a word. He just looked around with his big, curious eyes. His parents were worried. Little Albert was so different. Was there something wrong? But he was their baby. So they loved him no matter what. One day, when Albert was ill, his father brought him a compass, a small round case with a magnetic needle inside it. No matter which way Albert turned the compass, the needle always pointed north. Albert was amazed. Suddenly he knew there were mysteries in the world. He wanted to understand those mysteries. Albert started asking questions. He asked so many questions that some of his teachers told him he would never amount to anything unless he learned to behave like all the other students. But Albert did not want to be like the other students. So here the story is 100 years back story, children. So this is about a famous scientist, Albert Einstein. So 100 years ago, a small boy was born in a small town. A little baby boy was born in a small town. So he was given the name Albert Einstein. The parents would call him Albert. So what was different about Albert, children? Generally, by the time children come to 2 years old, they start to speak words. But this Albert, even though he was 3-year-old, he could not speak at all. He was not even able to say even a single word when he was 3 years old. Parents were really worried. What is wrong with my child? Will my child be ever able to speak? Will my child be dumb? What happened to my child? They were worried. But Albert was interestingly, very curiously looking at everything around him. Curious means with lot of interest. He was observing everything around him very, very interestedly. So parents were worried about him a lot. But even then, Albert was their son. He might be dumb. He might not understand things. Still, because he is their baby, they loved him a lot. So Albert took a time to learn words, children. He needed lot of time to speak words. Even when he was 7 years old, he could not speak sentences completely. He just could speak few words, and he used to repeat words again and again. That made people mock at him. They were making fun of him because he was not able to speak properly. So what happened? One day Albert fell ill. He was not feeling well and he was lying down on the bed. At that time, Albert's father bought a compass, children. You can see the pictures on the right. Those are the pictures of compass. What is a compass, children? A compass is it's an instrument. So what does it have is, it has a dial like your clock, wall clock you can see. It has a dial, and in the center you have a magnetic needle. That's a magnetic needle. What does it do, It always shows the north direction of Earth. So it rotates, the magnetic needle rotates and comes and stops at a point which shows the north side of the Earth. You can see in the picture, it's rotating, but where is it stopping? It's stopping at the north direction. So that is the north direction of the Earth. So this compass is used mostly by navigators or people who travel and don't know the route properly. They carry it so that they can get a clear idea of the direction in which they are going. So this compass was given to Albert. He observed it. Albert was very good at observing things, right? So he started observing it. When he was observing it, he noted this point. What was that? This magnetic needle was always stopping at the north direction. It was never stopping towards the west, east or south direction. It was always stopping at the north direction. You can see in the picture also. This amazed Albert. He was very amazed. He was wondering about it. Why should it stop at the north direction? It can stop even at the west direction, east or south. Why is it not stopping at the west direction? He had lot of questions in his mind. So he went to his school and he was asking all these different kinds of questions to his teachers. When he was asking such questions to his teachers thought he was trying to misbehave in the class. They thought that he was trying to just have fun in the class. He was not interested in studies. So they did not understand properly and they even scolded him. This one of the teachers said, if you ask so many doubts, if you have so many questions to answer, you will become useless, Albert. Stop asking so many silly questions. Teachers thought that he was asking useless questions. But in real, Albert had those doubts in his mind. He was having very interesting and very meaningful doubts in his mind which were not cleared by his teachers. Let us continue with the next page, which is page number 31. One day, as Albert was zipping through the countryside on his bicycle, he looked at the beams of sunlight speeding from the sun to the earth. He wondered what it would be like to ride one of those beams. And in his mind, then and there, Albert was racing through space on a beam of light. It was the most exciting thought Albert had ever had, and it filled his mind with questions. Albert began to read and study. He read about light and sound, and about gravity, the invisible force that pulls us down towards a planet and keeps the moon from floating away into outer space. So what happened, children? Albert was going on observing all the things around him, and also as he was observing, he was getting lots of questions in his doubts, and he was waiting for someone to clear his doubts, but there was no teacher who was clearing his doubts. So he started to research, he started to read a number of books based on science, and he started to learn all by himself. He did not give up like, no one is clearing my doubts, I'll give up my doubts. I will not ask anyone. Instead, he went and he opened different kinds of books about science and he started to read and understand them all by himself. So one day what happened? He was going on his bicycle. As he was going on the bicycle, he saw these beautiful beams of sunlight. You can see the picture. The rays of sun which are falling onto the earth, those rays are called beams. So these beams of sunlight attracted Albert. We see a lot of such scenes all around us, right, children? We see sun rays, we see sunlight, we see the trees, we see many things around us. But only few of us observe things in detail and have many questions about it and want to know in detail about them. One of those few people were Albert Einstein. So he observed that beams of sunlight and he was having a beautiful thought in his mind. What was that? He wanted to get on one of these beams of light and ride on those beams of light. So he wanted to go into those beams of light. Such was his beautiful imagination, children. As he was imagining all this, he was even thinking that he will enter into the beams of light with on his bicycle, and through that he will enter into the space. and he will enjoy the beauty of the space. So through the sun he wanted to go into the space also. So see his wide range of imagination, children. So all this was going on in his mind. So what did he do to clear his doubts? He opened different kinds of books. He read a lot of science books, science magazines, and found the answers all by himself. He read about light. Where does that light come from? How does it go? And the speed of light. Everything he read in detail. And also about sound. How is the sound created? What are the different volumes of sounds, levels of sound? All this in detail he read. And also about gravity, children. What is gravity? It's an invisible force which pulls us towards the earth. So invisible, what is the meaning of invisible? Invisible means that which cannot be seen, that which we cannot see. That is called invisible. You can feel the air around you, but can you see air? You cannot see, right? So air is invisible. So similarly, gravity is an invisible force. Force means power. So what does this gravity do? It makes us stay on earth. Did you ever feel like you're standing on the floor but you're flying away into the sky? You're being lifted up. Your feet are not stuck to the floor? No, right? Our feet are stuck to the floor and we can walk normally on the floor. Whereas in moon, people cannot walk. They keep flying on the land of moon. They cannot put their feet on the moon. But on our earth, everything, every living being can stand still on the ground. We don't float. We don't fly. That is because of this power called gravity. What is gravity? It is a great power. It makes us stand on the ground. It makes us stick to the planet. If you look at the solar system, children, planets revolve around the sun. Moon also revolves around the earth. Did you ever see moon going out of its orbit and moving around the outer space? Or did you ever see any planet going out of its orbit, going somewhere else? No, right? It never happens. Every planet will rotate around its own created orbits. Those are the lines. Those lines are called orbits. They move in those lines only. They cannot cross those lines. And also moon always has its own orbit. It can never go out of its orbit and go into the space. That is because of gravity, gravitational power. This power makes the objects come close to earth. So moon always comes close to earth and it does not go out of the earth. That is because of gravitational power. Even this waterfall, if you see this water, children, falling, this water falls down to the ground. You never see water going up in the sky. Did you ever see water going up to the sky? Nothing like that, right? Even if something falls from, if you throw a ball up, it comes down and falls on the ground. Similarly, a fruit from a tree, it comes and falls on the ground. It doesn't go up into the sky. That is because the power of gravity. Gravity is the power which pulls everything towards the earth, towards the ground. So this concept also was studied by Albert Einstein. He studied in detail about what is this gravity, what is gravitational force, what happens when there is gravity in the earth, what happens when there is no gravity. All this he studied about it. When Albert graduated from college, he wanted to teach all the things he had read about. But Albert couldn't find a job as a teacher. So he got a simple, quiet job in a government office. He did his work quickly so that he had lots of extra time to read, think, and wonder. So what happened, children? Albert researched a lot, he read a lot, he found out about beams of sunlight, about gravitational force, solar system, space, and everything. After he understood everything very well, he wanted to teach all these things to the students. He wanted to become a teacher and he wanted to teach students about those beautiful, wonderful things of the nature. But he could not get that job. So what did he do? He joined a government office and become a government employee. Even though he could not become a teacher, he did not give up his interest. As a teacher, as a government officer, he was doing his work, and also whenever he had extra time, he would continue reading. He would continue knowing about scientific facts and the beauty of the nature and the universe. Both the things he was balancing at the same time. This is the interest we need to have in ourselves, children. When you have interest on something, you need to continue keeping your focus on it. Whatever maybe, you cannot give the excuse like, I'm busy with my notes, I'm busy with my studies, so all my interest I'll put them aside, I don't have time for them. If we have such thoughts, we can never become famous like Albert Einstein, right? We should continue to balance everything in our life and never let a talent be put aside. We'll continue the other part in the next class. These are the hard words to be written in your classwork, children. Curious, compass, magnetic needle, amazed, mysteries, zipping, wondered, gravity, invisible, force, graduated, magazines, scientists, professors, genius, imagining, wondering, thinking, universe, tricky, violin. Complete them in your classwork.